Hello everyone, so in this video, let's talk about the C problem from the Codeforces round 871 day 4. So Victor wants to become Mr. Perfectly Fine. For that, he needs to acquire a certain set of skills. More precisely, he has two skills he needs to acquire. Okay. Now, Victor has N books. Reading books, like reading the ith book, takes him MI minutes and will give him some or possibly none of the required two skills. So as you can see here, that we have, let's say, four books, and reading any book will give you a particular, you can say, uh, what you can say, you actually have, like, you will get some skill. Okay, so let's say this is skill one, skill two. So if you read for this book, for like this book will take you reading, let's say, 3 minutes, and you will get a skill one. Reading this book will give you skill two, and it will take 4 minutes. So, how many minutes it will take to acquire both the skills? That's the complete thing. To acquire both the skills, how many minimum amount of time it will take? So, as you can see, uh, if you read a book which is 0, comma 0, that is just waste. If you read this book, you will get one skill. If you read this book, you will get another skill. But if you read a book that has both ones, you will get a skill in this one chance. So what you can see here is that there are few cases. One case is that all of them are 0, comma 0, or let's say not all of them. Let's say also like there are only 1, comma 0, like 1 0. There is no way to get the another skill. In all those cases, the answer is -1. Now, the other thing is that let's say you have some way in which you can get some skill from certain books and you will get another skill from certain books. So you have to find out the minimum among all the books that will give you the first skill, the minimum among all of them that will give you the second skill, and you will add them. Or the third one is that you can get a book which will give you both the skills, but there can be multiple books that will give you both the skills. So you have to minimize over all of them as well. So you have to find the one that will give you both skill, that but you have to find out the one that is minimum of them, like the minimum time taken. So you just have to then take a consideration of all these conditions and just return the answer. So if somehow the answer is -1, then return like if you're somehow not getting the total amount of skills, then return -1. If some skills you get from the first book, some from the second book, you will add both of them. Or else if you somehow get a one book and you will get both the skills, you have to find out the minimum of them, and you just have to minimize your answer among all of them. That's it. That's the only logic. Nothing much complicated. You have to take care of all these conditions, and that's it. So let's move on to the code part now. If you still have any doubts, you can mention on in the comment box. So what we have done is that we have initialized three variables. The first, like one, the second book, that is the first skill, that is one skill, second skill, that is a two, and both, that is both, like both the skills. What I'm trying to do here is that I want to somehow get a book that is used to get only the first skill in the minimum time possible, just to get the second skill in minimum time possible, and get both the skills via the same book in the minimum time possible. So what I've done is that I've initialized it with a very high number. So that now what I'm doing is that I'm doing a for loop. If I somehow find out a book that will give me both the skills, I will minimize this time, because this is the time it takes to get both the skills. I want to minimize this. If I somehow get only the first skill, not the second one, I will minimize one. And if I somehow get only the second skill, I will minimize two. What I'm trying to do is that I somehow want to minimize and find out the minimum amount of time to just read or get the first skill, second skill, or both the skills. Now, my options is that because all of them are initialized to 10 to the power 9, if I am somehow not able to get any of the skills, then this will like let's say I am not able to get any of the skills, so this will not be minimized. If this is not minimized, the answer will be always 10 to the power 9, which means that in the end, even if I add two values or anything, it will be 10 to the power 9, like, or something bigger than that. Which means that if my answer is somehow bigger than or equal to 10 to the power 9, which means that I am still not able to get a book or books to get like a skill, both the skills. Because if I somehow get both the skills, then this value will not be at 10 power 9 because it will be less. Because somehow I get the book and I will like reduce my time. But if I'm not able to reduce this time, which means that I am not able to get a book to get this particular skill. Now, to get both the skills, one condition is that I somehow get a book and read both the skills through a one book, or I get two different books, read from both of them. I have to minimize that, which I minimized. That is the only ways to get the skills, either through one book or two books. Even if after that my total amount of time is greater than equal to 9, which I've used 20 slides, which means that I've somehow not get both the skills. So answer is -1. If I somehow get the skill, answer is this. What is the minimum among both of them? A bit logic on the code part for this particular problem. If you still have any doubts, you can mention in the notes of this particular video. See you in the next one. Till coding and bye.